Okay, we'd like to call Mahoning County Commissioners meeting, reorganizational meeting, Thursday, January 7th to order. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was just gonna sit down. Thank God I didn't do that.
Oh.
The chair was on the other side.
Done that before.
Oh,
All righty. Audrey,
No.
who let Nancy LeBoy be off? It's not permitted here at the university.
She said you didn't come and see her yesterday.
Oh. I was here yesterday.
I know, but you didn't go in her office.
Oh.
you were in my office. She didn't go in to see Nancy.
Uh,
She was crying and everything. She took off today. She was so upset.
We'll have to go to her house after the meeting.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone, please mute your mics, please. Please mute your mics. Thank you.
Okay, the purpose of this meeting is to reorganize the commissioners in their positions and their roles for 2021 as we move forward this year. And I will start it off. We will now have County Auditor Ralph Meacham assume the role of temporary clerk for the purpose of the reorganizational meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Ditzler. Let's take a roll as who's present. Mr. Ditzler,
Yes,
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes,
Mr. Trafficante.
Yes,
Could I have a motion, please, to appoint a temporary president of the board?
I move that we nominate Commissioner Trafficani as temporary president of the board.
second.
Thank you. Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
God.
yes,
Mr. Trafficante, please take over.
yes. It is time to nominate a permanent president of the Board of Mahoning County Commissioners for calendar year 2021.
I move that we nominate Commissioner Trafficani as president of the Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Let's take the roll. Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
Yes. We now need to nominate a vice president of the board.
I move that we nominate Carol Remedio Rigetti as vice president of the Board of Commissioners.
Second,
Taking roll. Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
yes. We now need to nominate clerk of the board.
I move that we nominate Nancy LeBoy as clerk of the board.
Mr. Ditzler,
Going
Moves-
once,
It goes for a lack of a second. Second.
oh, you're terrible.
taking roll. Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
Yes. Do I have a motion to appoint a first acting clerk of the board?
Move to appoint James Fortunato, purchasing director, as first acting clerk of the board.
Second.
Taking roll. Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
Yes. Do I have a motion to name a second acting clerk of the board?
Move to appoint Audrey Tillis, executive director, as second acting clerk of the board.
Second.
Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
Yes. Do I have a motion to state when the regular board meetings will be held?
Move that the board meetings will be held on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Commissioners' Hearing Room, and any additional meetings as required with 24-hour notification.
Second.
Mr. Ditzler,
Yes.
Mrs. Remedio Rigetti,
Yes.
Mr. Trafficante.
Yes.
All righty. Mr. T,
Yes, sir.
you're in charge.
What?
So is this the end of this part? You know what, the only thing I'd like,
Nope, go to the bottom. All right. So we had the reorganizational meeting. We have the appointment of the various officers. We have a regular resolution of the board meetings. I have to call for adjournment. We adjourn this meeting, you start your next one.
Oh,
Well, unless the commissioners have some comment prior to.
Yeah, is any comments on the board? Dave,
Well, I'd like to make one.
Carol?
We had Ralph, thank you first off for being here to do this.
Happy to do
this
it.
morning. I appreciate that as part of our team. And I've said this throughout the full year, last year and every year. We have a great team here in Mahoning County. We had a great year here in Mahoning County. Want to thank Audrey Tillis, Jimmy Fortunato for taking responsibility of being our first and second clerks, and Nancy LeBoy for all her work. I also want to thank Dave Ditzler for being a phenomenal president of the board. It just shows one reason why in Mahoning County, and I've compared us to many other counties in the state of Ohio, that we have an excellent team of people that work here. And you were a great leader through all the pandemic things and everything that we had to go through this year. It's been a crazy, I don't even know where 2020 went. I mean, we lost everything. We had January, February, and then from March till the end of the year, we were just in a maze, it seemed like. But through all of that, you have done an excellent job working with the state, with the governor, and Anthony as well as vice chair at that point, working with them as well. It shows, each of us have something different to offer this board, and we each try to work together. Now, I'm not saying we don't fight and argue, because definitely we do that. Well, we do.
Me and Anthony don't do
No.
Anthony.
I better shut up. Anyway.
I'm the mediator between the two.
Oh, give me a break. Anyway, I just want to thank you, Dave. You did an excellent job. You're very well knowledged on the pandemic issues and have helped us through that to get to where we are today. And with God's will, 2021 will be a good year for you, Anthony, and we will move forward in a positive way with Mahoning County. There's a lot of great things that are happening here that you don't hear about. There's a lot of great economic development things that are happening in Mahoning County right now that maybe down the road in the next 3 or 4 months we're going to hear about. There's things inside of government that I see as a peaceful, through all of the pandemic issues. We have done a peaceful transition from trying to get everybody acclimated, get people doing things differently than they used to in government. So with that, we have a great staff, Anna Dijon, and everybody that works for us have and are excellent employees. So I just want to thank you. God bless you,
Thank you.
and for a great year. And with any goodwill, we'll be back on track in the next 3 months. I'm going to be the first one to get the shot if it comes here.
There we go. David?
Maybe we could do it till you have your stun gun? Let's give her a first shot today. We'll start her off with the first dose.
I'm going to give him a muzzle.
Mr. T?
David.
Oh.
You forgot.
I forgot. There you go. Well, I mean, I thank you for your kind words, but collectively, we're, like you always refer to, Carol, we're a team. And, the chair of the board, since I've been here for 8 years, the 3 of us have rotated.
Right.
Because people elect us as representatives of the county, and they don't differentiate who's who. And it's never a good thing to not allow somebody to take their seat as chairing the meetings. And the nice thing about it is, because we're a team, everybody has equal say in everything that we do. And, the chair is more of a status to get forced into signing the most papers at the end of the meeting, so, I thank you for your words, and it's all of us. I mean, we communicate, we collaborate, we decide collectively, and we do things as a team that we move forward, whether it's with the pandemic or, different appointments and boards and the things we do. and the elected officials have all worked with us amazingly. And it shows, especially because of the budget. When you sit down and you have budget hearings and you have, somebody in Ralph's stature that is leading the charge from from the auditor's standpoint, Dan Yema as the treasurer and Audrey, bringing it all together. It brings credibility to the whole process, and that's why we're able to work so closely together. The only disappointing thing is, Ralph being a member of the communist nation of the Pittsburgh Steelers, so we accept him in everything that he is, other than,
If I had the gavel, I'd hit him out of order.
other than him and Anthony.
Carol, you're supposed to give.
I wore this just for you, Ralph,
Thank you.
because I wore this in honor of you. But you are gonna root for our Buckeyes, right?
Have to.
Okay, all right, because you guys from, the other side of the wall, we want to build that wall on Western PA to keep the Steeler fans from infiltrating Ohio. So anyway, but all good. We thank you for the job that you've done, and Audrey and every one of our staff and elected officials have done an amazing job. And, and in government, it's so unfortunate that, we don't look at each other as all as being representatives of the people we serve, and because it's not about these and ours. It's not about who has a majority. It's not about who controls what. It's about doing the right thing on behalf of 235,000 people you represent. And it's unfortunate that our federal government can't look at it the same way and represent 360 million people in the best manner possible and do what's right for all of the people and move forward instead of, who controls the Senate, who controls the House, who controls what, so that we have our agenda or your agenda. It's unfortunate we've lost the people's agenda, and that's what it's all about. It's the people's agenda, and it's always the extremists. The pendulum bangs on both sides of the wall, and the rest of us, the 90% of us in America, lie in the middle. And, we're not represented. You have extremists on both ends. And, if you got rid of 5% on both sides, the 90% in the middle probably agree on 90% of everything. So hopefully we move forward in a better direction as a county, as a state, as a country, as we move forward. And, I won't get into all the things that have transpired because we're all appalled, no matter what side of the aisle you fall on. So, I hope for a healthy 2021, a better 2021 for everyone. And I thank everybody for such a great job getting us all to this point, because when we go home, I'm sure we look around, not all of us in our families and our friends group are still there. We've all lost somebody, and fortunately, the people here, we're here at the beginning of the year, we've made it to the end of the year, and God willing, and the creek don't rise, we make it beyond 2021. So Happy New Year. And thank you, everybody, for doing such an amazing job for all of us. Anthony,
Hallelujah.
Carol especially.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dave.
David.
Thank you, Carol. And, I want to say to all of us that, through my career, I've worked with a lot of officials from Washington, DC, to Mahoning County. And I have to say, I've had the privilege of working with two of the finest officials here in Mahoning County, and that includes Ralph and all the other office holders. I saw 2020 as basically a year in transition. There was a lot of things that took place that we were not really used to. And we all came together as a team. We came together as a community, and we came together as a county. And we accomplished things to the best of our ability. There were people who were hurting. There were people who were dealing with this pandemic. There were people who were getting sick. And I truly believe that Mahoning County stood tall, and we did the best job that we could, working with all of our electeds, with the Board of Health, with the hospitals, with the nursing homes, with everybody, including the governor's office. And Dave Ditzler did a yeoman's job working with Governor DeWine's office and giving us weekly updates. So Dave, I want to congratulate you with that. Also Carol Rigetti for her input. Her family was severely impacted by the COVID-19 virus. So she knows firsthand what was involved with that. But seriously, you know, I want to thank the board for nominating me. Again, it's been a pleasure to serve in Mahoning County as long as I have. To me, it's always been about people. You know, I just come here as me. I'm nobody special. I wasn't a big person on titles or anything like that. I've always worked hard. I come from a very humble family that worked hard. We're immigrants. And, you know, I grew up in a family business. So I was very fortunate that, and I'm able to serve and give back because of those successes. And I love what I do. I love working with this board. Carol said earlier, we have a lot of things in the hopper that we want to do. We have a lot of things on the economic development front that we're working with. We're going to finish up YDC. We have some major sanitary sewer projects that are going on. The 5 Points pump station that we're doing. Mahoning Avenue is a $5 million project. The pump station is $20 million. And we're doing various other things that you'll see. We did courthouse restoration. This board has been very aggressive. And through the tutelage and understanding of Jim Fortunato and Audrey Tillis, those things were laid out for us for we pretend like we know what we're talking about, but these are the people that work really hard and we have to thank them. Ralph, I want to thank you for a stellar job that you have done as our county auditor. We're very proud to have you, and I've worked with you over the years and found you to be a refreshing breath of air in our community. And
Thank you,
continue that
Anthony.
relationship
Thank you.
to work with, as well as all the other elected.
It's because all you stuffy Steeler fans stick
Yeah,
together.
absolutely. And I am a Steelers fan and I like ACGC. But with that being said, is there anybody else here would like to say anything? Carol, Dave, Ralph, I'll leave that open in the room before we adjourn.
Just one thing, I'd like to
Yes.
shout out to my staff. You know, we stayed open through this whole thing. We turned over the real estate transactions in 24 hours. We were open every day for business. My people came in, we had to split the staff. We had no trace back to our staff, but some of those folks got the bug from their families and isolated. We, with the commissioner's assistance, we got the sanitizers, we got the plexiglass. No payrolls were missed. No vouchers were missed over this time. My staff came in. My IT staff did a stellar job. So it was a team
I
effort.
gotta say,
I
they
want
were,
to, since you gave me the chance to talk, I have a
Absolutely.
great staff. They did a great job. We're
Yes, they
looking
did.
forward to 2021. Thank you.
great.
Well, they really brought us into the 21st
I
century
mean, you have a
with what
great
we're doing. Look at
IT
this room.
You have
you
a
know.
great IT staff.
Yep.
You
Yep.
really do.
They did an amazing.
And real
job.
estate and
And
accounting.
county.
Yes, you do.
And a new guy in weights and measures.
Yes.
There you go. Audrey, anything you would like to say?
You have. Just excellent.
Audrey?
I would like to
I always said that.
piggyback on what Ralph said. I do like the collaboration between my office and his office. We work very well together. I've seen when it's not been the case in other situations. And so it is very important that the two offices work together. But I also want to thank the prosecutor's office for all the hard work that they've done through this pandemic, all the resolutions and being behind us. I mean, right on top of everything we've asked them to do, myself and Anna, working down through, trying to get the funds out to the community, things like that. Also want to thank HR for all the resolutions and everything we had to do for the policy changes that came down federal, reading all of that information. Our facility staff who worked at getting all of the
Timeless
safety things
hours.
in place for our departments and stuff so that they can still continue operations. And then for all our social service agencies, the Direction Home, the Mental Health and Recovery Board, the DD Board, Children's Services Board,
And
all of those meeting, all the things they had to do during this pandemic. And our JFS staff were still trying to work and get the benefits out, and MCTA staff too. So I just wanted to reach out and say thank you to all of those who worked to make this thing happen.
Thank you, Audrey. She summed it up right. It's a team approach here. That's how we work. It's a team. It's been a team. And you can't accomplish things alone in silos. And the Mahoning County has definitely showed the rest of the country and the state what it is to work in a team spirit. And Carol's always said that from day one, you got to do it as a team. So we're very proud of that. Anyone else? No?
Okay.
Is John Brown?
All right, so
He wants.
Oh,
to-
I guess I had to
This
call for
meeting?
adjournment.
Well, you know, is John Brown on for some reason?
Do we have to go in another meeting?
No.
No, I mean, if someone has a comment, they can have
Oh,
a
go
comment.
ahead. JP,
It's public comment.
can't hear you.
I am muted. David, Carol, and Anthony, I just want to say thank you very much for the leadership we've had this year. It's been one heck of a year for not only the government, but for veteran service organizations, and especially the WRTA. We've been able to procure many grants through the federal government to help reestablish new routes, get service expanded. And our new director at the WRTA has been able to work with the Trumbull County people, and they're working on expanding the services even more at no cost to Mahoning County. I want to thank you for that. And as president of the board, I want to say that the board right now is doing a great job. We have one opening that comes from the county commissioners. And Anthony, I'd sent you a message a couple days ago, and I'm hoping that comes to light at your next meeting.
Yes.
Bill's been a great help. But with that, Happy New Year, and enjoy the coming year. I think it's going to be a lot better.
I hope so.
I
Let's
do
pray
too.
for it.
Thanks, JP. Happy New Year, you and Jane.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Anna's on, or is she here
She's
for the
welcome.
next?
Hi,
meeting?
Anna.
She's talking to
Good
herself.
morning, commissioners.
There you
Good
go.
morning,
I
Ann.
just wanted to, actually, I came today to just show my support for Nancy LaBoy. And it appears she took today off. So
Boo, she didn't show. She doesn't want to work here anymore.
she didn't show, but I know that her heart and soul is with us right now. So I
There we go.
appreciate you guys supporting Nancy, and looking forward to the reorganizational structure for this coming year. So thank you.
That's what we call girl power.
Thank you, Anna.
Right. Thank you.
We're in trouble.
hear that,
Jimmy,
boys?
how about you? Would you like to say something?
Sure. I want to thank you, commissioners, for allowing me to be part of your team. I like the challenges you've let me pursue. I'm proud of what you've done with this courthouse and other projects. And again, to have trust in me to help you with your backing, make things happen. And that's what's happened with everyone under you. Audrey is so great to work with. Nancy, Anna, I don't want to miss anybody, but we get along so easily. We collaborate without having to have official meetings. When we know to get together to get something done, it just happens. And it's been an atmosphere that a lot's happened,
You know what? It's
but
not the
the
old days,
stress level
really.
isn't how being intolerable, because we are a team and we know where to go and to make things happen. I want to thank everyone I love being able to say I was part of like courthouse restoration preservation. And because of your input, I could say that. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Jimmy.
You know, Jimmy, over the years, if there was one question I'd ever ask you, he would not only give me the answer, but he would also cite the Ohio Revised Code. So couldn't get nothing past you.
You know
Great
what
job.
else? You know what I forgot, Dave, or Anthony? I was thinking about it. We have to really send out a shout out to Pete. Through all this.
Yeah, where's
pandemic,
Pete at?
Through all this.
He didn't
well,
show today.
He's probably down in a sewer someplace fixing something.
You know, and I do have to have a shout out to Pete Treveri, because let me tell you, one call from any one of us to a building and he was there. I'm here already. I already know about that. Oh,
That's
okay,
true.
I didn't know. Hey, I'm on it. You don't hear from me. I know what I got to do. I'm doing it. I'm on it. So he's a good, he knows these buildings like the back of his hand. And through all this pandemic with Zach and him, they've gotten so much done for us. And even in our office, when we were a little nuts about, well, maybe I was nuts, about having things sprayed. Shut up, Dave. I mean, I'd call Zach and I'd say, could you bring that machine up here and spray our offices again? But I mean, these guys are on it. And I just, that's part of who we are. That shows that they're getting it done and it's over. And we move on to another project. So I didn't mean to take.
No, you're right, Joe.
time.
I'm glad you mentioned Pete
Yeah.
and his staff and everybody. It's been a hell of a year, you know. This would start off with a firecracker, but we're gonna pray that everything works out, so.
Firecracker.
Anyone
Pretty
else?
soon we'll be wearing our rifles to work.
That's it? Well, with
You
that
didn't-
being said,
Do you enter, or do we?
I think what happens, you call for the adjournment and our acting
Right.
secretary
Does the
takes
roll.
the
it's
roll.
the roll.
So,
All right, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner
Yes.
David Ditzler,
Yes.
Commissioner Mario Rigetti,
Yes,
Commissioner Trafficant.
Yes.
confused me.
Thank you, everybody.
thank you.